Well, first of all, I was amazed at the number of people who came, who stayed, who spoke. It's a sense of commitment to the Great Lakes. It's also, I think, a sense of commitment to American democracy at a time where we're hearing a lot of public participation. This is just part of it.
Could you talk about some of the biggest issues? Drinking water was what a lot of people talked about, pollution, things like that.
People in Detroit were speaking from the perspective of affordability, accessibility. And they reminded us it's one thing to have clean water, but it's another thing to be able to afford the clean water, to not have that priced out. And I know that for millions of people in Michigan, they never dreamt of the possibility that they wouldn't be able to pay enough to have the water turned on in their homes. But that is the message we're getting here from many Detroiters. They're being asked to pay prices that are very high relative to their incomes. That was one issue. We heard a great deal about pollution. People are concerned about the quality of the water. We heard about the pipelines. We heard about nuclear issues, the proposal to bury waste near the shores of Lake Huron. We heard about people's love of the lakes. Some of it was conservation and recognition of the lakes. They want the lakes to be honored as or the Detroit River to be honored as an international heritage site, and other places in Lake Erie to be recognized as a conservation area, a marine conservation area. While almost everybody was from Michigan, we also had people from Windsor and from beyond in Ontario, and we are a binational organization, so that was great. A lot of perspectives, a lot of commitment.
And what happens with the comments that you got tonight? Where do they go? Where do they end up?
Well, we will compile all of the comments. Some of the sensibility that we heard will no doubt impact how we write the final report as we advise the governments. We are charged with not just advising the governments, but with assessing how well the governments are doing in meeting their commitments that they've promised to meet under the Great Lakes Water Quality Agreement, which is really a fabulous and an ambitious set of commitments. Not easy to do, which brings me to the final thought that people tonight were very, very concerned about the proposed loss of support for cleaning up the Great Lakes and for protecting them going forward. That was a thread that was seen in virtually everybody's comments.
Some of them wanted you to make an actual recommendation to the U.S. government. You cannot do that, is that correct? But
we can make recommendations. What we can't do is change the law, change the budget. We can make recommendations on practically anything in the Great Lakes. Generally, we're not the budget experts, but we can talk to the value of and the importance of the programs that have been supported over the past several years in a binational but a bipartisan. The support of the Great Lakes has not been a political issue, thank goodness, and so hopefully going forward it won't be political either. We'll have the same kind of enthusiastic support from Democrats and Republicans that we've had in the past several years.